योगीशाद्याः सुमनसः सर्वार्थानामुपक्रमे यं नत्वा कृतकृत्याः स्युः तं नमामि गजाननम् व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां योगिनं विश्वनाथाख्यम् अस्मत्तातस्वरूपिणम् आत्मलाभात् परं लाभं वक्तारं न कदाचन गीतार्थग्रन्थकर्तारं श्रीगुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम्। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मे वाचं धृतिं बुद्धिं प्रचोदयात्। ॐ नमः सभाभ्यः सभापतिभ्यश्च ओ नमः। Om. Friends, we are going to be continuing Vishnu Sahasranama, the 19th session. We shall be discussing names numbered 275 to 299. Ojastejodyutidaraha prakashatma pratapanaha. That is where we begin. Ojastejodyutidaraha. Ojaha Tejaha Dyuti. Ojaha is virility or vigor or energy. Tejaha is brightness, spiritual energy, majesty. Tejaha, courage also. Dyuti is brightness, light. He has all these three. Ojas Tejo Dyutidhara. He wears all these three. Ojaha, Tejaha, Dyuti. The Gita says, 10th chapter, Tejas Tejasvinamaham Dyutam Chalayatam Tejas Tejasvinamaham. Those who have the great majesty or courage, among them, he is the Tejas, he is the courage, he is the majesty. Balam Balavatam Chaham Kamaraga Vivarjitam, 7th chapter. Balam Balavatam Chaham, among the forceful, those who have strength, I am the strength. Balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam. That is very interesting. Balam, without the kama, without the raga, without the desire or attachment associated with it, raga attachment. All these things are usually associated with bala, but he is without them. Bala, pure strength. If there can be something, it's only the Lord who can say that. Balam balavatam chaham. So that is ojastejo dyutidharam prakashatma pratapanaham. Prakashatma, his self, atma, shines in brilliance. Prakasha is full of brilliance. Prakasha prakashebhya, says Atharva Shikopanishad. Among the prakasha, among those things which give you prakasha, which give you light, which shine, he is the shining. He is infinite because he is infinite knowledge. Infinite knowledge is his brilliance. That is why he is brilliant. Pratapanaham, ojastejo dyutidaraham, prakashatma pratapanaham. At the time of dissolution, he is the fire of dissolution. Pratapanaha, tapana. As Sankarshana, he heats up the whole universe as the sun. Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. These are the different facets of the Lord. Riddhaspashdaksharo mantraha. Riddhaha, full of several excellences. Riddhaha means is complete in everything, full to the brim, overflowing, full of several excellences like dharma, jnana, and therefore he never says no. Never does he say no. Riddhaha, always full, always yes. Spashtaksharaha, beautiful name. Spashtaksharaha. Spashta means explicitly. Aksharaha, the one syllable which proclaims explicitly the Lord's majesty and excellence. What is that syllable? 3-lettered syllable. Om. A Ushtakshara. Riddhaspashtaksharo mantra. The beauty here is, from the name Shipivishta in the that is 273. We started with 275. 273 is Shipivishta Prakashana Ojastejo Dujera Prakashatma Pratapana Riddhaspashtaksharo mantra Chandram Shudbhaskara Djuti Amritam Shudbabo Bhanu Shashabindu Sureshwaram. Up to that, Shashabindu, up to that, there are what is that continuity? That continuity is the fact that all these names emphasize the lighting aspects of the Absolute. The lighting, the shining aspects of the Absolute, as the sun and the moon. And the name Spashtaksharaha, which you are seeing now, occurs exactly in the middle among these 13. It occurs in the middle. It is a pranava. In the next mantra you will see what does Om do? Om through its 3 letters points to the 3 states of consciousness. Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti. 3 avasthas. Mandukya Upanishad talks about this elaborately. Not elaborately, but concisely, but the meaning is elaborate. Meaning is profound. Meaning is everything. There are only 12 slokas there, 12 sentences there, and then it says everything. Mandukya Upanishad. So, all these states, Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti, wakefulness, the dream state, and the full sleep state, total sleep state. These 3 states are nothing but the results of ignorance. You are dreaming, you are waking, you are sleeping. All these things are out of ignorance. The real state is the 4th state. Turiya. Our real state is the 4th state, indicated by the pause after the pronunciation of Om. Om. That 4th state in silence, that denotes the Absolute. Spashtaksharaha, he is Absolute. Therefore, the next, see, I told you this is in the middle of the 13 names, which talks about light shining of the Lord. The next name, look at the mantra, it talks about Om is the monosyllabic mantra, which represents the Absolute. Gayatra of all mantras. He is himself the embodiment in sound of himself. He embodies himself by the Sate Iti Mantraha. So mantra usually means a Vedic hymn or sacrificial formula or a mystical verse or incantation. He is all that. So mantras have the power to secure God's blessings. Mananat Rayate. So by remembering it, you are protected. The mantra protects you. By massive repetition of the same mantra, you obtain the power to turn one's mind to the light within. By repeating the same mantra over and over again and concentration and meditating on it, one gets the power to turn the mind. The mind does not turn inside. It always goes outside. You have to turn inward. Mantra. Take a mantra from a proper guru, and that mantra will take you, train your mind to turn within. That is why mantra. So, Riddhaspashtaksharo mantra. Look at the continuity coming in. Chandram, as cool as the moon's rays. Chandramshu, coolness, it removes all the heat and turmoil of life. It gives you peace. So that these are obtainable by one who is always in his presence. So he is Chandramshu. By his very presence will give you peace. Bhaskara Dvitihi Chandramsho. Chandra, we have talked about Chandra, moon now. Now Surya. He removes darkness. Bhaskara Dviti. Bhaskara is the sun. Dviti is the light, brilliance. He removes the darkness and throws up his light, which discloses himself. You see, the sun lights the atmosphere, and in that light you see the sun. Without that light you will not see the sun when the sun is not there. Right? The light of the sun that illumines the world, that which is in the moon and in the fire, know that light to be me. It is from me. Bhagavad Gita. Yadadityagatam tejaham jagadbhasayate kilam yachandramasi yachagnav taddejo vidhimamakam yate adityagatam tejaha. Whatever tejaha, that brilliance, that light which is in the sun, yate adityagatam tejaham jagat bhasayate akhilam. All this world, akhilam jagate bhasayate, it brightens, lights up. So you see all these 13 words talks about the light. He shines as these lights. He makes them lighten the world. Yachandramasi yachagnav. Whatever light is in the chandran, in the moon, of course your physics will tell you it comes from the sun, but that itself comes from the Lord. So yachandramasi yachagnav, in the fire, whatever light is in the fire, tat tejo vidhi tejaha, that energy is coming from me. In fact, in the chapter on Vishwarupa Darshana, the Gita says, Divisurya Sahasrasya Bhavet Yugapaduddita Yadiba Sadashi Sasya Bhasastasya Mahatmanaha. The famous sloka which says, the light of God, it shines as if 1,000 suns had at once risen in the heavens. When the atomic bomb exploded, that is what appeared to the scientists. Divisurya Sahasrasya, Surya Sahasrasya, 1,000 suns. If 1,000, what will be there? What kind of brilliance will be there? Yadibha sadrishi sasya. If you can think of something similar, that is the... Usually every Sahasranama or every Ashtotra of God, every prayer talks about Surya Koti Samaprabha. Surya Koti Samaprabha. Not Koti Surya Samaprabha. So, Nriddhaspashtaksharo mantraha Chandramshu Bhaskara Dvitihi Amritamshudbhavo Bhanuhu Amritamshudbhavaha. The moon was generated from the ocean of milk when it was churned. Who did that? The Lord. He generated the moon from the ocean. Amritamshudbhavo Bhanuhu. Bhanuhu, self-effulgent. Bhanuhu, sun. Shashabinduhu, he nurtures all lives. Kama vishyata bhutani dharayamyahamojasa pushnami chaushadhi sarvaha somo bhutva rasatmaka. Again Bhagavad Gita. I am entering into the earth with prowess. I sustain all the beings. Gama vishyata bhutani dharayam ahamojasa. Aham ojasa, by my brilliance, I support them. Dharayami. Pushnami chaushadhi sarvaha. I am nurturing all the aushadhis, all the herbs, all the plants. Pushnami chaushadhi sarva somo bhutva rasatmaka. I am the essence of the soma, the sap. So I become the moon, like becoming the moon with its essence of sap, I foster all plants and herbs. Gam avishyata bhutani. Avishya means entering, but he is not entering somewhere, something, a play or something. Entering avishya means anupraveshya. Anupraveshayan. That is what the Upanishad says. At so many Sureshwaraha. He is not only the name. So up to this 13, 285 starting from 273, from 285, 13 names. It's all about lights, lighting, brilliance, shining, sun, moon, himself. He does these things. Now Sureshwara, he is not only the Lord of the divines, but the Lord of all those who mean to do good. Suranam, Devanam, Shobhana Datrinam Cha Ishwara. So Devanam, for the divines, he is the Lord. Shobhana Datrinam, those who mean to do good. Shobhana Datrinam, for them also he is the Ishwara. Aushadham Jagatassetu Satyadharma Parakramah. Aushadham. You see, Sanskrit is so rich that every word has the meaning built from the basic words within. Osham means Prana Shakti. Osham means Prana Shakti. Osham dhinoti iti aushadham. What activates the Prana Shakti? The life energy. What activates the Prana Shakti is aushadham. That is why it's aushadham. That is why it cures all diseases. Disease that cannot be cured by any aushadham. You know what that disease is? Bhavaroga. The disease of samsara. This life, this travel through life, this reincarnation, repeated life, birth, and so there is a disease which cannot be cured by any aushadham. That is the Bhavaroga, the samsara disease. This can be cured only. He is the greatest aushadha. He cures the Bhavaroga. That cannot be cured by any medicine which you can buy in the pharmacy. So, aushadham jagatas, he cures you from the Bhavaroga, so that takes you beyond the universe. The limit is limited. The whole world is limited by him. He has set up the boundaries, not the physical boundaries. The limits set up by the Lord, you can have no, so that there is no chaos. Jagatas setuhu. Neither time nor any divine force, certainly no material force can interfere with it. Yesha setur vidharana yesham lokanam asambhedaya lokanam asambhedaya vedaya Brihadaranyaka Yesha setuhu. Setuhu is the boundary, limit. It is the bank that serves as the boundary to keep the different worlds apart. Satya Dharma Parakramaha. Satya Dharma Parakramaha. The Lord's wishes or doings, or his efforts or his intelligence, none of them misses the mark. None of them misses doing good to the world. His dharmas or his good qualities, his parakramas or his doings, none of them go waste. Don't think so. One wastes one's intelligence by deciding the impossible. Why does our intelligence go waste? Because we desire the impossible and then we work for it. We scheme for it. It goes. It is not possible. But he does not have any such limit. Our efficiency is wasted by attempting what is beyond our capacity. He never does that because his capacity is unlimited. His desire, we do desire the impossible, but he has no desires. So therefore, his dharma and parakrama turn out to be true, satyam. Our dharma and our parakrama, they all go waste. His never goes waste. Satya dharma parakramaham. The next word is interesting. Bhuta bhavya bhavannatha. Bhuta bhavya bhavannatha. Prabhu. Bhuta is past. Bhavya is future. Bhavat is present. Past, present and future. He is the Lord. I mean, understandable. Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. Bhuta Bhavya Bhavan Natha also seems to mean the same thing. Is that a repetition? No, it's not a repetition. These several meanings for Natha. He is certainly the Lord of all beings, certainly, past, present and future. But here by Natha, Shankara says, by all of them he is sought after. By all of them he is sought after. All the people. Right? Tair Yachyate. That Natha, he gives four meanings. Tair Yachyate, Tan Upatapati, Tesham Ishte Shasti. So, one meaning is, he is sought after by everybody. He creates situations which make them seek him. You know, Krishna's story always tells you this. He creates situations in such a way that you seek him. So, that is Tan Upatapati. He insists those who do not seek him to take refuge in him. So that is Tesham Ishte. He insists those who do not seek him to take refuge in him. So he tells you, take refuge in me. Mameva Sharanam Gacha. Right? He grants, and then finally he grants Shasti. He grants those goals for which you seek him. He thus controls everybody. So Bhuta Bhavya Bhavan Natha, all the time, in the past, in the present, in the future. So this meaning is subtly different from the Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu meaning we gave there. Kathopanishad says, Angushtamatra Purusho Madhyatmani Tishtati. Angushtamatra Purusho Madhyatmani Tishtati. Ishan, there stands the Lord. He is only so small. As a metaphor. It does not mean that there is a small thing there which the anatomical, the surgeon can take it out like that. No. Ishanam Bhuta Bhavyasya, that's the word. Ishanam Bhuta Bhavyasya. He is the Lord of the past, present and future. Na tato vijigutsate. You don't have to worry after that. So Bhuta Bhavya Bhavannataha Pavanah Pavano Nalaha. Pavanaha, purifier. Pavate, purifies. Pavanaha also means wind, because it is always moving and does not stick to one place or one thing. And the Vayu. And who is the purifier? Is the Lord. Pavanaha. Pavana Pavadamasmi, says the Gita again. Pavadam, among those things which purify, I am the Pavana. I am the purifier. He naturally moves anywhere without effort. Because if you take the other meaning, moving, Pavanaha, moving, the wind moves anywhere without effort. So he is moving anywhere without effort. You immediately think of it. Before you think of it, he is already there. Before you think of some distant place, he is already there. He is faster. Bhuta Bhavya Bhavannatah Pavanah Pavano Nalaha. Remember Pavanaha, Pavanaha, Pavayati iti Pavanaha. Bhishasmatmatah Pavate. Whether it is Vayu or fire or Indra or Yama, it is he who activates them in their proper channels of work. Bhisha asmat vatah pavate. By fear of me, Dittari Upanishad. Bhisha asmat vatah pavate. Bhishodeti surjaga. Bhisha asmat agnischendrascha. Mrityudhavati panchamayati. So majestic statements. These are majestic statements. See, Vayu by nature keeps moving, but its movement is controlled by. Certainly the rivers like Ganga purify you, but who is the purifier? The purifier is the Lord. Now an interesting simple word, Analaha. Pavan of Pavano Analaha. Analaha means wind. Right? No. Analaha. So, there are, it is derived from three different words which are all there. Anam, Nalaha, Alam. If you derive it from Anam, you get one meaning. If you derive it from Nalaha, you get another meaning. If you derive it from Alam, so na alam yasya saha analaha. Alam, simple word. Alam means enough. Analaha means fire. I'm sorry, I said wind. Anilaha, analaha. Right? Fire never says enough. Does it say no? You go on putting something into it. It will never say that's enough. Stop. No. You have to stop yourself. So fire never says enough. Therefore he is called Analaha. But in his case, whatever we offer him, of course he is satisfied. But it is never complete. You have not completely fulfilled your offering. Don't think by offering Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktupahritam ashnami. I am taking it, I am offering, I am satisfied by it, he says. But that does not mean you have completely done your obligation. Tomorrow you have to offer it again. All the time you have to be offering it again. And that is not enough. You have to offer yourself, your mind. So it is never complete in itself. Analaha, na alam yasya saha. We can offer more. Of course, by nature he is full. Therefore he accepts whatever we offer. But he never satiates us. We can keep on enjoying his bliss. That is one meaning. Starting from alam. Analaha, na alam yasya saha. Now start with nalaha. Nalaha, analaha. Nalaha something, opposite to that is analaha. Nalaha means a kind of reed with some special odor. He is a thing which has no special smell or odor, or any quality for that matter. Therefore, nalaha. Look at the way the Sanskrit plays with these words. The commentators revel in these meanings. Again, ana means prana shakti. Analaha. Anam lati iti analaha. He brings the prana shakti, takes the role of the jiva, jivatma. Analaha. So you can see how, you see, Vishnu Sahasranama, you cannot exhaust the meanings. It goes on like this. So then, Pavanah Pavano Nalaham Kamaha Kamakritkanta Kamaha, who eradicates all attachment and passion. Kama Hanti Iti Kamaha. He sees to it that his devotees do not get distracted by Matrayanam Kamangal Matrelor Empavai. That is why the Tirupavai says it. Matrayanam Kamangal. You are the Kamaha. You eradicate all the other desires. Only I must be attached to you alone. All other attachment and passion should go. He helps you. He helps for you for that. Kamaha Kamakritkanta Kamakriti. If you have a desire, what is the desire? To gain moksha, to merge with the Absolute, to see Him, to get blessed by Him, he fulfills it. Kamaraga Vivarjitam, he said, Kamaraga Vivarjitam, I am the bala of his devotees. Also he is another meaning. Pradyumna has the name Kama, Krishna's son. He is the father of Pradyumna, Kamakrit. Kamaha, Kamakrit, Kantaha. Kantaha, beautiful, charming, handsome. His magnetic qualities make everyone fall in love with him. You know the Ramanuja's Shishya and the wrestler who was totally, blissfully ignorant of the presence of the Lord, and the Acharya Ramanuja sees him. He sends word through his Shishya, come to my ashram and see me. So he comes there. So Ramanuja asks, Hare, you are falling in love with everything material. I saw that girl with you. You were placing your hand on her shoulder, and you were totally ignorant of the Lord who was coming there in his Garuda Vahana. Are you so mad after that girl? Yes, she is the most beautiful of everybody. That's what he says. So Ramanuja says, if I show you something more beautiful than that, would you desert her and come to the Lord? Oh, you cannot, he says. Come on tonight. Come and I will show you give you a darshan of the Lord Ranganatha, who is in his reclining posture in the Garbhagriha here. Come over. And the night he comes. You don't know what happened. Nobody knows what happened inside. He was changed man thereafter, because there was a magnetic presence there. It was Kantaha. He was so much of a Kantaha that the wrestler, the materialist, till the moment ago, he fell in love with him so much that for the rest of his life, he was Ramanuja's Shishya. Not only he, but his concubine also. Kamaha, Kamakrit, Kantaha, Kama Prada Prabhu. Kamaha, he is the desire that makes you desire the desirable. Kama here does not mean lust. By those who seek the various Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, all these things we are desiring. But what is the end of all that? It is the Absolute. That is He. So He is Kamaha. Kama Pradaha. He fulfills our desires. Yayatha mam prapadyante tamstataiva bhajamyaham. Whoever comes to me, whoever propitiates me in whatever manner, in the same way I recompense him. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sthataiva bhajamyaham. In the same way I reciprocate. He grants all the desires of his devotees so that they may desire him. Very often he gives you this and that, all those material things he fulfills. Why does he do that? Because sometime, instead of desiring all these material things, you will desire him. Prabhu, he surpasses everything and everyone. He fulfills all wishes. He is the Lord. Come, that will do for today. We will stop there. We will continue in the next session. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmanebhya shivamasti nityam lokas samasta sukhino bhavantu.